So you've been requesting these grants. So now we're sharing more grants. So if you'd like us to cover your city and state, make sure you drop your city and state in the comment section below so we can add you to the list and we can cover you. Grants for the month of April. So this month we have many grants, from home-based business grants to early stage capital grants to micro equity grants to startup grants to $25,000 in grants and grants in many states. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Rinde from AskRinde. Welcome. Please subscribe to the #1 community for real estate, income, grants, and credit. So if you'd like to know what these new grants are for the month of April, those that are expiring that need to apply now, make sure you watch the video to the end and leave a comment below if you need help with anything. So we're going to be sharing with you new grants every month. From work from home grants, to SBA grants, to small business grants, to self-employed grants, to fast grants, to financial assistance grants, to startup grants, and much more. And we're going to be updating our calendar section on my website, AskRinde.com, where you can download April's grants list. So if you'd like to learn more of how you can use grants to grow your business, how you can actually learn the formula for grants to get grants consistently coming into your business, make sure you connect with us by going to my website at AskRinde.com, clicking on grants, and getting started today. We have many resources from our grants masterclass to our quarterly accountability group and also our grant starter pack with over 130 grants that you can actually use for your startup business. So if you'd like to get access to that, make sure you go to my website at AskRinde.com, click on grants, and get started today. #1, Illinois, Evanston, the Small Business Recovery Grant Program. $25,000 in grants. So the city of Evanston has launched a new grant initiative called the Small Business Recovery Program. So this is coming from about $250,000 in funding that they've set aside out of $3 million in ARPA funds that's been allocated for small businesses. So eligible entrepreneurs as well as independent small businesses can apply for this grant program to receive funds to hire employees, for marketing, and also for operational expenses. So this is actually very much needed for operations as well as businesses in those areas because they actually need the extra funding in order to basically facilitate and navigate the current economy that we're in that many businesses are facing all around the country. Specifically brick and mortar businesses, retail businesses, they're really hurting. So this is a great opportunity for businesses to apply for grant and get access to funding and capital for their business. Now the great thing about this program is that it gives you a corridor and access to 3 other grant programs that they have. This is one of the great things I like about this particular state, Illinois, because they have a lot of incentivized help for small businesses. They actually give a lot of grant programs for their entrepreneurs, and they encourage the entrepreneurial spirit. They encourage businesses to keep going in spite of difficult times. So among the grant programs that they have available for entrepreneurs as well as small businesses, they include the Entrepreneurship Support Grant, which is actually a $5,000 grant for businesses that have been in business for at least 2 years. So they acknowledge that many businesses started from home in their home-based businesses and their struggle to actually get themselves out of the home to really translate from being a home-based business to either having a retail space or expanding outside. So this is actually a $5,000 grant that's been allocated through this specific grant program for those home-based businesses. The next grant program that they have available is the Storefront Modernization Program, which is actually $10,000 for small businesses that are actually looking to do upgrades. So if these businesses are looking to do upgrades to their existing operations, they can actually apply for $10,000 through this grant program. The next grant program that they have available is actually one that they previously had that they're upgrading, and it's called Sustain Evanston. So this is actually a $25,000 grant and is actually given to businesses to help them promote eco-friendly practices. So they want to basically see how they can incentivize businesses to encourage eco-friendly practices with the environment and really promoting that type of enforcing that culture within their community. And they're incentivizing them by giving them $25,000 for a grant in order to help them put those pieces and put those equipment and put those structures in place around their businesses. So to qualify to apply for this up to $25,000 in grants, you must meet the following criteria. #1, your business must have been in business since March 13th of 2020. #2, you must have 50 employees or less. #3, you must be licensed by the city. And finally, #4, you must be a for-profit business. And the grant program is being administered by the Economic Development Division. And the deadline to apply for this grant is April 15th. And you can get more information and apply for this up to $25,000 in grants by going directly to their website at cityofelvanston.org. #2, the Backing Small Business Grant, $10,000 in grants. So Main Street America, in partnership with American Express, is back at it again with their 3rd annual grant program. So we've actually covered this grant program extensively over the years here on my channel at AskRinde. We've covered the first year, the second year, and now they're actually on the third year of this grant program. They've actually started this program years ago. And this grant program is designed for vulnerable, under-resourced small businesses. So since 2021, they've given out over $4 million to over 680 businesses. And this year, they're upping the ante. They're increasing their volume. They're targeting 500 businesses. And this year, they're going to be giving out $5.7 million in grants to small businesses. As I shared previously, the Backing Small Business Grant does have a contest element to it, in that you're actually going to be judged based on 4 key criteria. Number 1 being feasibility. So they actually want you to submit a report. And based on your reporting and based on what you include in your feasibility report, they're going to actually judge you based on that. Number 2, they're actually going to be basing it on need. So what does your business need? Some businesses have more need than others. They're going to be taking that into consideration. Number 3, they're going to be basing it on impact. So what is the impact that the grant can have on your business? How can it be a game changer for your business? And finally, number 4, your community outreach. So how is your business involved in the community? And what are you doing to reach out to the community to expand goodwill, to expand gestures where you're fostering community and you're actually an asset to the community? They're going to be looking at that. So those are the 4 key criteria for this specific grant. This is a $10,000 grant that's fairly easy to go after if you fit the criteria. Now, in addition to this, there's also a step up where they actually have another level and an additional $25,000 that's been allocated for 25 businesses. So for these 25 businesses that are chosen to receive this $25,000, these are called enhancement grants. And in order to actually get these enhancement grants, you must have first gotten the $10,000 grant. So once you actually go through the process, and if you are a recipient of the $10,000 grant, you can actually then go ahead and be qualified for the enhancement grant, which is actually $25,000 on top of that. So to qualify to apply for the Backing Small Business Grant, you must meet the following criteria. Number 1, you must submit a final grant report. So as I shared, there's a feasibility report that's required of you. If you need help with actually learning how to create that, to submit for your grant application, you can reach out to us and we can help you with that. Number 2, you must have been in business since January 1st of 2023. Number 3, you must have no more than 20 employees. And finally, number 4, you must have a brick and mortar location. So this is actually primarily for brick and mortar businesses. So the deadline to apply for the Backing Small Business Grant and this $10,000 grant is April 7th. And you can get more information and apply for this grant by going directly to Main Street America's website at mainstreet.org. Number 3, Pennsylvania, the Birch Launchbox Grant. $1,000, $2,000, and $4,000 in grants. So Birch Launchbox, powered by Penn State. So the $125,000 grant that they receive will be used to create micro grants for entrepreneurs as part of the Imagine Berks Strategic Economic Development Action Plan. So this is a 3-year, multi-year grant program with 3 submission periods. So for the first period, this is for early stage business ideas, and those are $2,000 in grants. For the second layer, they've actually allocated $12,000 and set them aside for student entrepreneurs, and they're going to be giving them $1,000 in grants in increments. So this is actually going to be a total of 12 students. They'll be allocated $12,000 to be able to receive funding for their startups. And for the third period, they're actually going to be giving out $4,000 in grants for entrepreneurs. So to qualify to apply for this $1,000, $2,000, as well as $4,000 in grants, you must meet the following criteria. Number 1, you must be a for-profit business. Number 2, you must be located in Berks County. And finally, number 3, you must have less than $200,000 in revenue in your business. So the deadline to apply for this $1,000, $2,000, as well as $4,000 in grants is May 30th. And you can get more information on applying for this grant by going directly to their website at birchlaunchbox.psu.edu. Number 4, the American Dream Awards, $1,000 in grants. So we've shared here extensively on my channel at AskRinde about the American Dream Awards, where I've encouraged all entrepreneurs to apply for this grant. So this is actually what we talk about, where this is one of the easy grants that you can actually apply for if you're an entrepreneur, you have a business, whether you're a new startup or an existing business. These are the type of grants that are national that you can actually apply for. So this particular grant, we've shared extensively about it, and this grant actually has unique characteristics in that it primarily shines a light and awards small businesses that epitomize the American dream. So the goal here is to actually nominate a business, whether you're self-nominating your business or another business, in order to shine a light. And that's why they call it the American Dream Award. It's actually an award grant that's meant to promote as well as encourage. So this is actually a contest grant, and the grant is actually given out based on nominations. So as a part of the grant, you're actually going to get a $1,000 grant. In addition to that, you get access to a business accelerator as well as media coverage. And to qualify to apply for this $1,000 grant, is fairly simple. Number one, you need to be a for-profit business. And number two, you must be based in the U.S. So this is primarily for U.S.-based businesses only. So the grant program is being administered by Hello Alice, and the deadline to apply for this grant is April 30th. So if you'd like to get more information and apply for this grant, you can actually go directly to their website at helloalice.com. Number 5, Alabama, Birmingham. The Birmingham Open for Business Grant. $5,000 to $7,500 and $10,000 in grants. So Rev Birmingham and a $1 million grant from the PNC Foundation is powering this new grant initiative to be able to help and support small businesses. So the grant program is called the Birmingham Open for Business Grant. And through this grant program, they'll provide resources as well as capital for underrepresented entrepreneurs. And the grant program is designed to be a microequity grant program to help businesses grow and scale in several stages. And they have the stages broken up into 3 categories. So for the first stage, which is called the Ready stage, those are for $5,000 to $7,500 in grants. And that expires on March 31st. For the next stage, which is called the Open stage, that actually opens up in fall of 2024, and those grants are for $50,000. So they're going to be allocating $250,000, and they'll be giving 5 entrepreneurs that $250,000. They'll be disseminating $250,000 between 5 businesses. And for the third stage, which is called the Growth stage, that is for $10,000 in grants. And that's primarily for entrepreneurs who actually have brick and mortar operations. And that expires on May 31st. And to qualify to apply for this $5,000 to $7,500 or $10,000 in grants, you must meet the following criteria. Number 1, you must have been in business for at least 1 year. Number 2, you must show your tax returns. Number 3, you must produce a pitch deck. So some of the actual stages, they require you to actually pitch not only via a verbal, but you actually have to have a pitch deck. Now, if you need to know how to actually use the pitch deck and create one, we actually have one. We can actually show you how to pitch yourself for grants. You can reach out to us at my email at AskRinde@gmail.com so we can actually show you how we can help you with a pitch deck to be able to pitch your business. And finally, number 4, you must be a for-profit business. So to submit your application and apply for this $5,000 to $7,500 or $10,000 in grants, you can actually go directly to their website at revbirmingham.org. Number 6, Pennsylvania, the Diverse Erie Grant. $5,000 to $20,000 in grants. So Diverse Erie created a small business fund as well as a small business mini grant program to serve members of the BIPOC community in Erie County. Now, we've shared about Diverse Erie several times here on my channel in the past and the diverse programs that they have available for entrepreneurs. Just like I shared earlier about Illinois, this is actually one of the grant sources that you can actually tap into because they always have recurring grants moving through there and they're quite substantial. Not only do they give grants, but they also provide other resources and incubators to be able to help these entrepreneurs know what they're doing. Many entrepreneurs I find don't know what to do. They never run a business before, or they're struggling to actually keep up with all the differences that are happening in the economy, the inflation, and all these economic woes that many companies are facing. So having it tapped into a source like this, which actually has many tentacles all around, and also people who are versed in business, can really go a long way if you fit the criteria and if you're in that location to tap in with them. And as I've shared previously here on my channel, Diverse Erie actually supports business growth as well as advances equity. Now, in this particular case, for this particular grant program, there's no match required. So you don't have to bring any matching funds in order to get the funds. You can actually apply for the grant, and if you get the grant and you're awarded the grant, there's no match required. So they've been facilitating these funds, which are ARPA funds that they've had, and they've been disseminated to small businesses in connection with their partners. These partners include the Erie County Redevelopment Authority, the ECGRA, the ECF, as well as the Enterprise Development Fund. And to qualify to apply for this $5,000 to $20,000 in grants, you must meet the following criteria. Number 1, you must be located in Pennsylvania. Number 2, you must be located in Erie County. Number 3, you must be a for-profit business. And finally, number 4, you must be a BIPOC business. So you must fit the criteria in order to apply for this grant. So if you'd like to apply for this $5,000 to $20,000 in grants, you can actually go directly to Diverse Erie's website at diverseerie.org. Number 7, Delaware, Newcastle County, the True Access Capital Grants. $5,000 to $10,000 in grants. So True Access Capital, a community development financial institution, is giving out grants to entrepreneurs in 3 commercial corridors. And as a part of this grant program, they actually have 2 options. So for option number 1 is a $5,000 grant that requires no match. So when you actually submit for the grant, there's no match required for the $5,000 grant. For option number 2, they actually have a $10,000 grant that will require a match. So I've talked to you guys about match grants here in the past, where when you actually are applying for a grant and there's a match required, you're required to actually bring that match. So So that could be 50%, it could be 20%, it could be 30%. Whatever the match criteria that they state is what you're going to have to bring to the table. For the $10,000 grant, there will be a match requirement. So this grant can be used for facade as well as physical improvement to your business. They want to make sure that you have the ability to have this money that you can use for storefront improvement, for facade improvement, to get more business and more foot traffic coming into your business. So to qualify and to apply for this grant, as I shared earlier, this is primarily focused on businesses within 3 commercial corridors. So to qualify and to apply for this grant, you must meet the following criteria. Number 1, your business must be located on North Market Street in Wilmington or along Route 9 or Route 13. And finally, number 2, you must be licensed in the state. So if you'd like to apply for this $5,000 to $10,000 in grants and you fit the criteria, you must submit your application via email to David Ortiz at dortiz@trueaccesscapital.org. Number 8, Colorado. The Colorado Enterprise Fund, $5,000 in grants. So the Colorado Enterprise Fund is offering one-time direct financial assistance grants to small businesses in unincorporated Boulder County. Recognizing the rapidly changing environment in the economy and the struggles that many small businesses are having, Boulder County has actually teamed up with the CEF, Colorado Enterprise Fund, in order to be able to form this grant program to assist them. So they've allocated about $225,000 and set aside to be able to help these small businesses to apply for this grant. And they've made the process seamless as well as easy for businesses to apply for this grant. So to qualify to apply for this $5,000 in grants, you must meet the following criteria. Number 1, you must be a for-profit business. Number 2, you must have been in business since December 31st. Number 3, you must have between 3 and 15 employees. And finally, number 4, you must have a sales license. So the deadline to apply for this $5,000 in grants is April 19th at 5 p.m. and the grants will be awarded and given out in June. So if you'd like to apply for this $5,000 in grants, you can actually go directly to their website at coloradoenterprisefund.org. So these are just a few of the new grants in new states. We couldn't cover all locations as we try not to keep the videos too long. But if you'd like us to cover your city and your state, make sure you drop your city and state in the comment section below so we can make sure that we cover you. Also, what does your business need? Do you need help with your business? Do you need help to be able to get access to funds, capital for your business, money for your business? You need direction for your business? We can actually help you do that. And if you'd like to learn the formula for grants, how to get grants consistently for your business, you can actually go to our website at AskRinde.com, click on grants, and take our grants masterclass. We actually have the best masterclass for grants to help you know how to get this done consistently. Applying for a grant and having a one-off is fine. However, if you want to do this consistently, you need to learn how to do it consistently. And we actually get grants consistently by actually learning the grants formula, which we show you. So if you'd like to learn that, you can actually go to my website at AskRinde.com, click on grants, and get started today. Let us know how we can help you with your business and what your business really needs. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. You can also email me anytime. My email address is AskRindeNetwork@gmail.com. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.